thing. The sun rose over the Pride Lands, casting a warm glow over the golden grass and the scattered acacia trees. Simba, the young lion, stretched and yawned, feeling the crisp morning air fill his lungs. Today felt different. A sense of adventure tingled in his paws, and a gentle breeze carried whispers of something exciting hidden beyond the hills. Simba's curiosity had always been strong, sure, but today it seemed stronger than ever. Something told him that the day would teach him a lesson unlike any he had learned before. Simba padded through the early morning light, his tail flicking behind him, and noticed a movement near the rocks at the edge of the forest. A flash of orange and white caught his eye. Peering closer, he realized it was a fox. Small, clever-looking, with bright eyes that glimmered in the sunlight. The fox seemed to be struggling with a tangle of vines that had caught around his paws. Simba approached slowly, careful not to startle him. The fox froze and bared a tooth, ready to defend himself, but Simba's gentle voice calmed him. "I won't hurt you," Simba said. "Do you need some help?" The fox hesitated, but his trust grew when Simba nudged the vines gently with his nose. Together, they untangled the mess. The fox shook his fur and smiled, introducing himself as Finn. He thanked Simba warmly, his eyes sparkling with relief and curiosity. "I never thought a lion would help me," Finn said, his tail flicking happily. Simba chuckled and replied, "Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness make the biggest difference." Finn nodded thoughtfully. There was a pause, a moment where both creatures studied each other. Realizing that they were different, yet something about their spirits felt similar. Simba and Finn began walking together, exploring the outskirts of the forest and the open plains. Finn was clever and observant, pointing out hidden paths and interesting plants, while Simba shared stories about the Pride Lands and the lessons he had learned from his father, Mufasa. They laughed as they ran through the tall grass, their shadows dancing in the golden light. Each step felt like the beginning of a friendship that could change both of their lives. But the world was never without its challenges. Soon, Simba and Finn stumbled upon a problem that required more than just laughter and stories. Near the riverbank, they discovered a small group of young animals trapped on a muddy slope. The rain from the previous night had turned the earth slick, and the animals couldn't climb up to safety. Panic filled their eyes. A rabbit struggled to move, a baby gazelle cried softly, and even a tiny hedgehog looked terrified. Simba's heart pounded. He wanted to leap in and grab each one, but he realized that if he tried to do it alone, the slippery ground might collapse further, making things worse. Finn, quick and clever, noticed a sturdy branch that could be used as a lever to lift some of the mud. The fox's mind worked fast, and he explained a plan. Simba nodded, seeing the wisdom in working together. Simba and Finn carefully positioned the branch and, using both their strength and intelligence, managed to create a small path for the trapped animals to climb safely. The young ones scrambled up, their eyes wide with relief, and the rabbit gave Simba a tiny hug. "Thank you," the rabbit said. "You saved us." Simba smiled, but he knew the real lesson was that teamwork made even the toughest challenges manageable. Finn beamed as well, feeling proud that his cleverness had helped guide the rescue. This moment cemented their bond, teaching both lion and fox that friendship could turn fear into courage. After the rescue, Simba and Finn continued their journey. As they walked, they talked about the challenges ahead. Finn shared stories from deep inside the forest, places Simba had never been. He spoke of hidden caves, secret clearings, and clever tricks that animals used to survive. Simba listened intently, realizing that wisdom came in many forms, not just strength. Finn, in turn, admired Simba's bravery and his big heart, understanding that courage and kindness often worked best together. They discovered that their differences complemented each other perfectly. One being strong and bold, the other quick and clever. Suddenly, they heard rustling in the trees above. A flock of monkeys had gathered, chattering excitedly about a mischievous problem that was troubling the jungle. A family of birds had lost their nest to a fallen branch, and a group of small animals feared they wouldn't survive without help. Simba looked at Finn, and without a word, the two knew they had to act. They moved quickly toward the site, combining Simba's strength with Finn's ingenuity. Simba lifted heavy debris, while Finn directed the animals to safe spots and showed them clever ways to hold the branches steady. Together, they restored the nest and calmed the frightened animals. The sun climbed higher, and Simba realized that the day had become much more than a simple walk. They were building a pattern of teamwork and friendship, learning lessons that neither of them would forget. Finn told Simba, "Sometimes the smallest creatures can teach the biggest lessons." Simba nodded, thinking of all the animals he had helped that morning and realizing that every life, big or small, mattered equally. It was a truth that would guide him in the years to come as a leader of the Pride Lands. As evening approached, Simba and Finn paused on a hilltop, watching the sun dip below the horizon. The sky turned pink, orange, and purple, casting long shadows across the land. Simba felt a sense of pride, not because he had rescued animals, but because he had worked alongside a friend, learning how much stronger and wiser they could be together. Finn pointed to a distant cave and whispered, "There's a secret path through the mountains that could take us to amazing places." Simba's eyes widened. The thought of exploring with a friend filled him with excitement, but he also knew that every adventure carried risks. They had to be careful, thoughtful, and clever. Night fell, and the two friends made camp near a gentle stream. The animals they had helped earlier came to visit, bringing small gifts of berries, flowers, and shiny stones. Simba and Finn laughed as they shared stories with the newcomers, feeling the warmth of community and the joy that came from doing what was right together. Simba realized that leadership was not about commanding others. It was about inspiring courage, kindness, and cleverness in everyone, no matter their size or strength. That night, beneath a sky filled with stars, Simba understood a truth he would carry forever. True friends and teamwork could conquer even the greatest challenges. The next morning, Simba awoke to the soft rustling of leaves. Finn was already awake, inspecting the horizon for new adventures. Simba stretched, feeling the energy of the morning fill him. Today, they would explore the secret paths Finn had mentioned. But he also knew that challenges would continue to test their skills. The river might be tricky, the hills steep, and the unexpected dangers of the forest would require both brains and bravery. Simba felt ready because he had a clever friend by his side and the knowledge that they could face anything together. Their friendship was their greatest strength. As they set out toward the mountains, they encountered a deep ravine blocking the main path. The river below flowed fast and cold, and jumping across would be too dangerous for most animals. Finn scanned the surroundings and noticed a fallen tree stretching across the gap like a bridge. "We can use this," he whispered. Simba nodded. Carefully, they crossed, supporting smaller animals who followed behind. Some stumbled, some slipped, but together they made it safely across. The experience reinforced the idea that thinking ahead and helping one another turned impossible tasks into achievable goals. Further along, they came upon a mischievous troop of monkeys who had hidden several precious fruit baskets meant for other jungle animals. Simba felt the familiar rush of frustration, but Finn stayed calm. He whispered, "Clever strategies," and Simba worked alongside him to gently retrieve the fruits. Rather than scolding the monkeys, they showed them how sharing was more fun than stealing. By the time the sun reached its peak, the monkeys were laughing and helping distribute the baskets, learning a valuable lesson in cooperation. Simba realized that patience and cleverness often solved more problems than force alone. The journey continued into the afternoon, leading to a hidden meadow filled with wildflowers and singing birds. The vibrant colors and cheerful sounds lifted their spirits. Simba and Finn played and laughed, racing across the soft grass and watching butterflies flutter around them. Even as they enjoyed the beauty, Simba noticed a small fox cub struggling to reach a honeycomb high on a tree. Without thinking, he leapt and gently knocked the honeycomb down. Finn guided the cub, explaining how to use the honey without getting hurt. The cub's eyes sparkled with gratitude, reminding Simba that helping others was a reward in itself. The evening, Simba and Finn found a quiet hill to rest, overlooking the Pride Lands bathed in gold. They reflected on the day's events, realizing how much they had accomplished together. Simba's heart swelled with pride, but he also felt humility. He knew he had learned as much from Finn as Finn had from him. Strength without cleverness could falter, and cleverness without courage could fail. Together, they had discovered a balance that made them unstoppable. As the moon rose, casting silver light over the valley, Simba and Finn made a promise. No matter what challenges lay ahead, whether mischievous monkeys, tricky rivers, or frightened animals, they would face them together. They would combine courage with cleverness, strength with wisdom, and always act with kindness. This promise, made under the stars, was the beginning of a lifelong friendship, one that would teach countless lessons to the annals of the Pride Lands. And as they curled up to rest, Simba felt a deep, unshakable certainty. Together, they could face anything. The night passed peacefully, and dawn broke over the horizon once more. Simba opened his eyes, feeling excitement for the adventures ahead. Finn scampered over, eyes bright and tail flicking. "Ready for the next challenge?" he asked. Simba grinned, feeling the thrill of a new day. Today, they would explore deeper into the forest, meet more animals, and perhaps even uncover mysteries that had remained hidden for generations. One thing was certain: with courage, cleverness, and friendship, every obstacle could become an opportunity to grow, learn, and help others. The Pride Lands were alive with possibility, and Simba and Finn were ready to embrace it all. The morning sun painted the Pride Lands in brilliant shades of gold and orange, and Simba and Finn were ready for the day's adventure. After the previous day's experiences, both friends felt more confident in their teamwork. They had learned that combining strength and cleverness could solve problems that seemed impossible. And today promised even more challenges and even more lessons. The forest ahead was dense, mysterious, and full of life, with sounds of chirping birds, rustling leaves, and distant roars echoing through the hills. Simba's ears twitched at every sound, and Finn's eyes sparkled with anticipation. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they noticed footprints leading toward a dark part of the forest where sunlight barely reached. The tracks belonged to a group of animals that appeared frightened and disoriented. Simba crouched low, motioning for Finn to stay quiet. "We need to see who they are before approaching," Simba whispered. The two crept closer and found a family of young meerkats trapped by a fallen tree. The tree had toppled during the night, and the little creatures had nowhere to go. Panic had spread among them, their tiny voices calling for help. Simba's chest tightened with concern, and he realized the situation required both careful planning and quick thinking. Finn scanned the area, his sharp eyes noticing a narrow path under the tree that the meerkats could crawl through if guided correctly. He suggested they work together. Simba would lift one side of the tree just enough to create space, while Finn would direct the meerkats to safety one by one. The plan required precision, balance, and trust, and Simba felt the familiar surge of courage as he positioned himself. Slowly, carefully, he pushed against the weight of the tree. Finn encouraged the meerkats with gentle words, guiding them along the makeshift path. It was tense, and one small slip caused a thud that made the animals freeze in fear. But Simba's calm roar reassured them, and Finn's quick thinking prevented any accidents. Within minutes, all the meerkats were safely free, scurrying off to reunite with their family. The sense of relief and accomplishment was shared among everyone, and Simba realized once again how powerful teamwork truly was. As they continued their journey, Simba and Finn came across a sparkling stream, the water clear and cool under the sun. But the stream's usual inhabitants were in trouble. A group of young turtles had wandered too far from their nest and were struggling to return safely. The water current had become stronger overnight, and some turtles were being pushed downstream. Simba knew he could not simply jump in and save them all at once. He needed Finn's cleverness. Finn quickly spotted a series of large, flat rocks that could serve as stepping stones for the turtles. Using his sharp claws and quick reflexes, Simba carefully guided the turtles onto the rocks, while Finn moved ahead to position each rock securely. The turtles made their way safely across the stream, and the two friends felt a sense of joy seeing the little creatures happy and unharmed. Once across the stream, they noticed a grove of fruit trees nearby. But these trees were not ordinary. They were guarded by a group of mischievous monkeys who were known for their playful pranks and clever tricks. Today, the monkeys were hoarding the ripest fruits and refusing to share them with the smaller animals of the forest. Simba and Finn approached cautiously, knowing that this challenge would require diplomacy, patience, and intelligence. The monkeys chattered loudly, swinging from branch to branch, testing their visitors' patience. Simba took a deep breath, remembering the lessons he had learned about courage and fairness. Finn whispered a plan. Rather than confronting the monkeys with force, they would demonstrate the benefits of sharing. Simba stepped forward and addressed the monkeys, his voice calm but firm. "We understand that these fruits are yours, but there are many hungry animals who need them. If we work together, everyone can enjoy the bounty without anyone being left out." The monkeys paused, curious about Simba's words. Finn added a clever idea. "Let's have a fruit race. Whoever helps distribute the fruits fastest gets the first taste." The monkeys were intrigued and agreed, excited by the challenge. Together, Simba, Finn, and the monkeys organized a system where fruits were passed along to the smaller animals, ensuring everyone received some. Laughter filled the grove as the monkeys learned the joy of teamwork, and Simba realized that cleverness and kindness often worked better than strength alone. After the fruit grove, Simba and Finn ventured toward a hill that overlooked the Pride Lands. The view was breathtaking. The golden grass swaying in the wind, herds of animals grazing peacefully, and the distant mountains standing tall against the sky. But their adventure was not over. At the base of the hill, they noticed smoke rising from a small patch of grass. A fire had started, likely from a lightning strike the night before, and it threatened to spread rapidly. Simba felt a surge of urgency. He knew that if the fire reached the animals, it could cause panic and injury. Finn quickly scanned the area for solutions. He spotted a stream nearby and suggested they create a line of wet leaves and branches to slow the fire spread while alerting nearby animals to move to safety. Simba and Finn acted quickly. Simba used his strength to drag large branches and push obstacles into place, while Finn darted around, warning the animals and organizing their safe evacuation. Smoke filled the air, making it hard to see, and the heat was intense. But Simba and Finn refused to give up. Their teamwork was seamless. Simba's courage and power complemented Finn's cleverness and quick thinking. By the time the fire was under control, all the animals had reached safety, and the flames were contained to a small area. The animals cheered for their heroes, grateful for the bravery and wisdom that saved the day. Simba and Finn exchanged a look of pride, knowing they had faced a dangerous challenge together and emerged victorious. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the Pride Lands, Simba and Finn reflected on the day's events. They had rescued meerkats, guided turtles, convinced monkeys to share, and controlled a wildfire, all because they combined courage with cleverness, strength with intelligence, and kindness with patience. The lessons were clear. Working together made the impossible achievable. Every creature had value, and leadership meant helping others while thinking ahead. Simba felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that the Pride Lands were safer and happier because of their actions. That night, as the stars twinkled overhead, Simba and Finn settled on a gentle hilltop, sharing stories and laughter. The animals they had helped earlier came to visit, bringing gifts of berries, flowers, and small treasures from the forest. The air was filled with joy and warmth, a perfect end to a day of adventure, learning, and teamwork. Simba realized that true friendship was a treasure, and that cleverness combined with courage could solve even the most daunting problems. Finn too understood that bravery came in many forms, and that working with a loyal friend could achieve miracles. Before drifting off to sleep, Simba looked over the Pride Lands, feeling a sense of responsibility and pride. He knew challenges would continue to arise. But with friends like Finn and lessons learned from each adventure, he felt ready for anything. The Pride Lands were alive with possibilities, full of animals needing guidance, protection, and encouragement. Simba whispered a quiet promise to himself. He would always lead with courage, listen to clever ideas, and never forget the power of teamwork. Finn curled up beside him, a small smile on his face, sharing the comfort of companionship and the knowledge that together they could face whatever tomorrow might bring. The next morning, the Pride Lands woke to a gentle breeze and the soft calls of birds greeting the sun. Simba stretched and yawned, feeling ready for another day of adventure with Finn. Yesterday had taught them both so much about courage, cleverness, and friendship, but Simba sensed that the greatest lesson was still ahead. Today, they would venture farther than before, into the hidden corners of the forest where danger and discovery awaited. Finn's eyes sparkled with excitement, and Simba's tail flicked with anticipation. Together, they set off, their footsteps light but determined, ready for whatever challenges the day might bring. As they walked, the ground beneath them began to shift. Small tremors ran through the earth. And the distant roar of a waterfall echoed in the valley. Simba paused, his ears twitching. "Do you feel that?" he asked Finn. The fox nodded, scanning the area with sharp eyes. "Something's happening up ahead," Finn said. They followed the tremors until they reached a narrow canyon where a river had swollen overnight, blocking the main path forward. The rushing water glistened in the sunlight, dangerous and unforgiving. Simba knew that many animals depended on this path to reach the grazing lands beyond, and if they could not find a way through, chaos might ensue. He looked at Finn, who was already thinking quickly. "We need a bridge," Finn said, his tail flicking with urgency. "Something strong enough to hold the weight of larger animals." Simba scanned the surroundings and spotted a fallen tree with sturdy branches, long enough to span the river. Finn led the effort, guiding Simba to push the tree carefully into place while holding it steady. The task was challenging. The river's current threatened to sweep the tree away, and the weight was immense. But Simba's strength, combined with Finn's quick adjustments and clever positioning, made it possible. Slowly, the makeshift bridge settled across the river, creating a safe path. One by one, animals began to cross: gazelles, zebras, rabbits, and even a family of small hedgehogs. Simba and Finn cheered each crossing, feeling proud that their teamwork had saved the day once more. After the river, the friends ventured into a dense forest. Sunlight barely reached the ground through the thick canopy of leaves, and shadows danced around them. Strange noises echoed from all directions, but Simba stayed alert, his keen eyes scanning for movement. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a group of young birds who had fallen from their nest during a strong windstorm the night before. The little birds chirped in panic, unable to fly back to safety. Finn quickly devised a plan. Using sticks and leaves, they would build a temporary platform near the nest. Simba carefully positioned the materials while Finn guided the birds, encouraging them to hop and flap until they reached safety. By evening, all the birds were safely returned to their home, chirping happily. Simba realized that cleverness, courage, and patience often worked hand in hand to solve problems that at first seemed impossible. Their journey continued deeper into the forest, where they discovered a hidden cave. Smoke curled from the entrance, and the air smelled of something burning. Simba approached cautiously, heart pounding. Inside, they found a family of rabbits trapped by a small fire caused by a fallen lantern from a careless traveler. The flames were not large, but the smoke and heat were dangerous. Simba knew that rushing in could harm the rabbits, so he waited for Finn's advice. Finn spotted a stream nearby and suggested they use water-soaked leaves to control the fire. Simba moved quickly, using his strength to carry leaves, while Finn instructed the rabbits to stay low and follow his guidance. The fire was soon contained, and the rabbits hopped out safely, grateful for their clever and brave rescuers. Simba felt a surge of pride, knowing that helping others often required patience, teamwork, and thinking ahead. As night approached, they climbed a hill to rest, overlooking the Pride Lands bathed in golden light. The land stretched far and wide, and Simba felt a deep sense of responsibility. He thought about all the animals he had helped today and all the lessons he had learned. Finn, sitting beside him, nudged Simba gently. "You've grown so much," he said, "not just in strength, but in wisdom." Simba smiled, realizing the truth in Finn's words. Leadership wasn't about being the biggest or loudest. It was about listening, caring, and acting with both courage and cleverness. Finn had taught him that even the smallest ideas could make a big difference. And Simba had learned that bravery alone was not enough without patience and teamwork, too. The stars began to twinkle overhead, and the forest came alive with nocturnal sounds. Simba and Finn shared a quiet moment, reflecting on their adventures and the lessons of the day. They had faced rushing rivers, trapped animals, mischievous creatures, and fire, and had emerged victorious through teamwork and clever thinking. Simba realized that every challenge was an opportunity to grow, and every friend he helped was a chance to make the Pride Lands stronger and happier. He promised himself that he would continue to lead with courage, listen to clever ideas, and never forget the power of friendship. Just as they were about to rest, a distant roar echoed through the forest. Simba's ears perked up. Too. It was a call for help, faint but unmistakable. Finn's eyes widened. "Another adventure," he whispered. Simba nodded, feeling the familiar thrill of courage and responsibility. Together, they raced toward the sound, ready to face whatever awaited them. They knew that with bravery, cleverness, and teamwork, no challenge was too great. And as they disappeared into the night, the Pride Lands remained safe under their watchful eyes, guided by the hearts of a lion and his clever friend. The night passed peacefully, but the call for help grew louder as dawn approached. Simba and Finn reached a clearing where they found a young antelope caught in a net, struggling and panicked. The net had likely been left by humans passing through the forest. Simba carefully used his claws to loosen the knots, while Finn encouraged the antelope to stay calm. Working together, they freed the frightened creature, who bounded away joyfully. Simba felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Every act of bravery, every clever solution, every moment of kindness strengthened the bond between friends and reinforced the lessons they had learned. By midday, they encountered a rocky hill where a small group of animals had gathered, anxious about an approaching storm. Finn suggested creating temporary shelters using large leaves and branches, while Simba helped gather the materials. They worked quickly, guiding the animals to safety as dark clouds gathered overhead. Rain began to pour, but the animals were safe, dry, and reassured. Simba realized that leadership required foresight and quick thinking. A mess could prevent panic in difficult situations. The storm passed, leaving the Pride Lands glistening and refreshed. As the day drew to a close, Simba and Finn reached the edge of the forest, where the sun set in a spectacular display of colors. They paused to admire the view, feeling accomplished and connected to the land they called home. Finn turned to Simba, his eyes shining. "We've done so much today," he said. "And yet, I feel like we're just getting started." Simba smiled, knowing his clever friend was right. The Pride Lands were full of adventures, challenges, and lessons waiting to be discovered. And together, they were ready to face them all, side by side. That night, beneath a sky filled with stars, Simba and Finn reflected on their journey. They had faced rivers, fires, storms, and traps, and had helped countless animals along the way. Simba understood that bravery alone was not enough. Cleverness, teamwork, patience, and kindness were equally important. Finn had taught him to think ahead, solve problems creatively, and value every creature, no matter how small. Simba had taught Finn the power of courage and the importance of acting with heart. Together, they had become stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. As they settled down to sleep, Simba whispered a promise to himself. He would continue to protect the Pride Lands, help others in need, and lead with courage, cleverness, and kindness. Finn curled up beside him, sharing the warmth of friendship and the comfort of knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle. The Pride Lands slept peacefully under their watch, safe in the knowledge that a lion and his clever fox friend would always stand ready to face challenges, protect the weak, and bring joy and security to all who called this land home.